Hi, my name is Kevin Chu, and today I'm joined by Kishore Degarbati. Today we're going to be showing you the CollabNow Digital Virtual Office. The CollabNow Digital Virtual Office, or DVO, is your personalized, unified digital portal to simplify your life. Really one app to replace them all. And when we say there's four major pillars of CollabNow DVO, video collaboration, very similar to Zoom, WebEx, Teams; conversational intelligence, very similar to Chorus and Gong; scheduling automation, just like Calendly; and lastly, video messaging and analytics. So very similar to Vidyard, the ability to record a long video and gauge that engagement analytics on consumption. Those are the four major pillars. The demo is going to take two basic scenarios of the DVO. The first scenario is I'm available. I'm behind my keyboard. I'm ready to take calls. I'm ready to speak to customers. Kishore is going to knock on my DVO. Once he enters in my DVO, he's going to demonstrate the multiple user, multi-screen sharing, as well as the patented technology of the ability to zoom in, zoom out, control my own experience outside of the presenters. In other words, all the consumers or all the observers of the meeting can control their own experience, look at different screens, zoom in, zoom out, pause uh, the presentation at my will. The whiteboarding functionality, which a lot of different collaboration frameworks today have whiteboard functionality, and we're certainly not alone there. And the ability to record the session, true out best practices for coaching and feedback. Touching on conversational intelligence, the ability to automatically categorize the conversation into different functional areas. In other words, if we're speaking about sales, product, marketing, the system will automatically detect that that conversation is associated with that particular category and bin it accordingly. Sentiment analysis. How is the tone of the conversation going? Is it upbeat? Is it down? Is it engaged? Custom topics and keywords. Not only can I automatically categorize the conversation, but I can customize my own topics. Say I want to have vertical specific, like financial services or healthcare. Keyword alerts, full NLP searching, snippets or best practices. That's all bundled up in the first scenario available. The second scenario of being away. In other words, I'm not at my desk. I'm not ready to have a conversation at this right very second. Kishore is going to be able to schedule a meeting with me, just like Calendly, be able to check my business calendar, my personal calendar, and aggregate both those calendars back to provide the person trying to schedule time with me an aggregated view of that entire calendar availability. In addition to calendaring, the ability to send a text message or video message in association with that calendar schedule request. A text message and a video message make that much more of a compelling event so that I can see exactly what that person is looking for me to engage with them on and return the call. Wrapping it up with video messaging, just like Vidyard, the ability to have consumption of engagement analytics, gauge my sentiment, gauge exactly how my customers are perceiving this video. And lastly, wrapping up with three platform areas: optimize bandwidth for low latency networks. In other words, if I've got multiple people joining the call from low latency, high latency networks, I can optimize that bandwidth for the optimal experience. Enhance security. If you're joining from a public Wi-Fi like a Starbucks or a hotel, the ability for me to know as a presenter, know that people are joining from unsecured networks and possibly being hacked. And lastly, wrapping up with customized APIs. The ability for the product to be not only headless and stateless, but also componentized in such a way that I can break out pieces of the functionality. Say I only want to use the scheduling piece, or I only want to use the conversational intelligence piece in the building of my own application with my own personal branding. 100% of customized API, 100% headless and stateless, and being able to white label and rebrand the application with your own personal branding. With that, I'll turn it over to Kishore for the demonstration. Kishore?
Thank you, Kevin. And I'm very much delighted to do a demo of Collab now. As you could see, Kevin is sharing a screen, all right? At times when a presenter is sharing a screen, it becomes really tough to read or interpret the data. Collab now has an option where you could zoom into the best of your eyesight without disturbing Kevin, right? Because you're watching the content for the first time, sometimes you may not be able to absorb the content. So Collab now has got options where you could pause the screen sharing of Kevin, you could take some notes, and then catch up with him in the live mode. You also have an option where you could do multitasking while paying attention to what the presenter is presenting. You can completely undock the whole screen sharing and can move the screen sharing across any of your laptop, desktop, or your extended monitor while paying attention to while doing what you plan on doing. Right. Now, what if there happened to be a situation where Kevin would like to add one more screen to what he's presenting? Now, in a moment, you would see that while Kevin is sharing one more screen, and you could see that while both of the screens are being shared simultaneously side by side. Now, whatever you were able to do on the first screen, you're able to do the same thing on the second screen. So you've got all the freedom on how you wanted to manage the screen sharing. We call it as a user controlled experience. Right. Now, imagine if you were in a conference room, you have all the freedom to basically walk into the whiteboard and can draw or sketch. CollabNow also has an option, we call it as a collaborative whiteboard. Kevin, if you don't mind, you can stop the screen sharing and I will get going with the collaborative whiteboard. Right. Let me basically share my entire screen. And as a host, I have an option where I could invoke the whiteboard. The moment I launch the whiteboard, it will open up a new tab. And Kevin would also would have received the same kind of a window. And as you could see, Kevin is about to basically draw or sketch. Now, I also have an option while he's drawing, while he's typing or basically putting together some ideas, I could also edit. Now, at times, I would like to restrict any of the participants to draw or sketch on the whiteboard, right? Now, this is how I could disable Kevin. And the moment I do that, now he won't be able to write or draw. Now he could just view it. But one of the best benefit about collaborative whiteboard is now Kevin doesn't have to follow up with me after having this whiteboard interaction. He could save a part of the whiteboard or the full whiteboard onto his local drive, though it's available in the cloud. Now let's move on to the next feature set, which happens to be recording. And so this is the dashboard that you're watching, as a host. Now, I'm sure that while you all would agree, no one has got time to review all those long hours of recordings, right? CollabNow does offer where you could basically trim and share part of the recording clip, and it will automatically generate that segmented um, video clip, which you could basically either email or you could share it across any of the messaging platform by copying the link. Right. Now, what if there happened to be a situation where you want to analyze the whole conversation? Collab now offers that feature over conversational analytics, and let's say I pick up the conversation here. Um, as you could see, there happened to be a conversation between me and Christopher. One of the beauty of Collab now is it automatically categorizes the whole conversation into a number of different functional areas. Was the conversation related to IT? Was there a conversation related to sales, procurement, product, management, or telehealth? And based on your interest, you could filter those conversation. As you could see, the conversation that lasted for 12 minutes and 46 seconds, it automatically categorizes into this different buckets. Now, if I'm interested only in the healthcare related topic, I could take away the conversations, topics that I'm not interested in. And now you could see the healthcare conversation happen between these two time intervals, right? I could now move the slider and can review those conversations and can extract those video segments and can send it to healthcare department for further more feedback, right? Now, what if you were to basically mine a particular keyword into the conversation just to understand the context, or you want to basically measure the operational integrity or for compliance reasons, right? So let's say I ask about neoplasm. As you could see, this was the conversation related to neoplasm. And as I click on the highlighted word neoplasm, uh, the slider automatically goes to that point in time where that word was being spoken. Now, if you would like to review the conversations prior to um, that keyword, you could also go through the transcripts and could gauge the conversation related to that particular keyword, or you would like to basically take some meeting notes and can review those conversations. um, so what if you wanted to create your own topic and a keyword? CollabNow does offer a functionality where you could create your own topic and a keyword, and CollabNow will mine the conversations related to the topic of your interest. It also measures the sentiment of the people involved into the conversation, so that while you could get to know how well they have been engaged and can measure more from the operational purposes. Now let's move on to the next topic, which is more about video messaging. CollabNow does offer, where users can create demo, promotional, or explainer videos for a particular product, right? One of the beauty of this one, I mean, there are a number of tools that are already there in the market, but one of the beauty of CollabNow is it does provide engagement analytics. With engagement analytics, what I mean is, now let me duplicate this, right? So if I click on this one, for the video message that I've created, it tells me who all exactly watched and what time interval. But the most important metric, or where I get an instant gratification, is what percentage of that video clip has been watched. Was it the first 20%, the last 30%, or in between 20 to 40%? With this analytics, I would be able to basically measure the pulse of the prospective customers, and either may have to re-engage the video message in case if majority of my prospective customers has not viewed the entire video clip. It also provides a good tool for the salespeople to follow up with the prospective customers. They could structure the email in a much more better way rather than just sending a cold email. Now, what if any of your prospective customers, while watching the promotional video clip, they would like to reach out to you, right? So this has been done through the digital virtual office, right? In a traditional practice, either they have to reach out to the company or send an email, which takes a long time consuming process, right? So for now, think about me as a customer who's watching this promotional clip. Again, while creating the video message, you have an option on how you want to publish, whether you want to make it as a password protected, or you just want any of whatever the link that is generated, anyone can watch it, or you would like to post it into the social media. So over here, this particular clip is been password protected. um, Let me verify it. Right now, as you could, while watching this content, what if I want to basically reach out to the author of the video messaging, right? So I could basically click on meet or schedule at my digital virtual office, and it will check if that particular person is available in his virtual office. In case if he's available, so right now I'm the person who has created the video message, and as you could see now, I'm having a meeting with Kevin. I could get into his, I can get into the meeting room. So let's say, for say for the example, I'm not Kishore, but Steve, right? And send the message, right? So I get a notification that Steve would like to meet with me. And since I'm meeting with Kevin, I can deny this. And I also have an option where I could provide an access to my calendar so that Steve would be able to schedule a meeting with me, right? Now, as I do that, now at Steve's, he gets a message saying that, well, Kishore is busy, and now he could either schedule a meeting with me, he could pick up time slots, right? And can provide his name, right? And would love to schedule meeting with you, right? So this is how I could basically schedule a meeting, or I could send a text message or a video message to make sure that spammers are not, spamming the host. We do verify the seller number of the person, right? So So it becomes much more easier with the digital virtual office, which allows your prospective customers to reach out to you very seamlessly. Moving on to the next topic, which happened to be, security aspect. See, when people join remotely, they can join from anywhere, right? And they can join from Starbucks, they can join from, airport, hotels, resorts. When they join from this um, public places, they use generally public Wi-Fi. Now you have bunch of number of people who are basically around you, and they would be overhearing all your conversations. So if you would like to basically make it much more secure, even though they might basically use the private VPN, Collab now automatically detects from where they are joining. If they're joining from an unsecured public network, it limits the person to join into the meeting. But it also provides an option to the host. What if that person is very important and we need to have him in the meeting? Host can let them in, but then it relays the information to all the participants saying that so and so person is joining from an unsecured public network. So this is how we can limit the eavesdropping and make sure that while our conversations are always private. CollabNow also offers, where people could basically join from an optimized network, from a very low, from a low bandwidth, and it optimizes the network, right? Um, we also offer APIs which could be customizable and which could be integrated into any of your applications seamlessly. With this, and CollabNow demo, and I will um, pass on to Kevin to conclude this meeting conversation. Over to you, Kevin.
Thank you, Kishore. Again, the Collab now covers video collaboration, conversational analytics, scheduling automation, video messaging, and analytics. One app to replace all of them. Any questions, please reach out to us at sales@collabnow.ai. Thank you very much for your time.